Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Well, it's all painted and cleaned, and I've oiled the bearings. And I want to mount a switch. And I think that switch should mount in this cover so that I can have it accessible. But I'm going to have a wheel right there, so that's kind of a problem. Until you figure that, okay, this is going to be on there too, which puts the wheel out here, so I'll just be able to flick that switch. Shouldn't be a problem. This came with the stack of grindstones that I have over there in that drawer. The drawer actually came with the 1055 that I bought. Now the 1055 is having some problems with the winding, so we got to go through that. But today we're going to mount a switch. Then we're going to mount a cord and a cord cap. Get these arbors mounted on there. Might not get the arbors mounted today, but we're going to get the switch mounted in there because I want to have that done. Okay. First thing, need to take these off. They're kind of in the way. Took a stone and sharpened up these little cutters. Much nicer now. Also, stuck them in the vise and bent the blades so that they scissor across each other and actually cuts. This has been around a long time and it's probably cut some pretty heavy wire. So, taking a little bit of sandpaper glued to a steel plate and stoning those edges, taking the kink out of the blade, made them work really nice. Have to kind of slow down. I've screwed up my wrist somehow. I have a little pinhole right here, and I don't know where it's from or what it's from. I was typing on the computer and I noticed that the little wrist rest on the front of it was wet, and I thought, oh great, I got a leak, because I'm in the basement and the water pipes run right over the top of it, and I thought, oh, I got a leak from the water pipe. So I wiped off the keyboard and I wiped off my arm, and I noticed there was a little bit of white fluid coming out of a pinhole in my arm, and I thought, well, what did I do? Did I stick myself? Well, no, it's not blood. So I put a Band-Aid on it, and the Band-Aid kept soaking up with water. And that was it. 6 o'clock Saturday morning. Ended up going to the local healthcare doctor and seeing her, and she tried everything she knew to get it stopped leaking, and we ended up putting a pad on it and this wrap, and that slows it down. But before I did this, it soaked through 4 gauze pads, like half a cup of fluid. So I don't know what's going on. Blood pressure's fine. I don't have any bugs as far as I can tell. No fever. Just got a hole in my wrist and it leaks. So, short of getting some kind of new bug from China, which is always possible since they're always happy to share, I don't know what in the world it is. We'll find out. So, having said all that, I want to put this switch into this cover. That means I just need to drill a hole in the cover. That is 460. Clamp this in the vise. Check side. One more. Yes. Now you might ask, why wear gloves? Well, it's because I have a hole in my wrist and I'd rather not have extras anywhere. There, good solid. Does a nice little job of peeling off the insulation. Now I just need some ring terminals.
There, ring terminal, all set.
want the larger diameter ring terminals. This crimper is made by the Buchanan Company pressure tool, and it has 4 jaws instead of the cheap kind that you get at the hardware store or the gas station or local flea market, wherever. This kind I have to use on this particular case because this wire will be captured, and if I put this on there to crimp it, it's gonna kind of lock it into the job. This is a splice and it joins 2 wires together. If I put this over the wire, then that'll be joined in there permanently. So I have to use this one. Not my favorite, but it works. Ah. There, nice and solid. Now I'll put a ring terminal on the end of that one. There. The black wire from the cord connects to the switch lead. From the switch lead, it goes to this terminal here. The white side of the cord goes to this terminal. The ground just goes to the frame of the motor. So when you turn on this switch, power goes from the black wire in the cord through the switch to the terminal, completes the circuit, and starts the motor. So I have to tip this in, slide it up, and while holding this wire down, Slip that screw through the hole in the plate. And tighten up the screw. I'll cut off this wire at about 6 feet. That'll leave enough out of that piece to make another motor cord. And I can split the outer sheath. Like so. Open up the wire. Trim off that sheath. Clip off those fillers. There. Now to open up this. Take this small screwdriver. You always want to do this early on in the process. Loosen this up. And slide this down through there. A little more loosening. Because if you don't, you'll find yourself putting the thing together and then taking it back apart again. So slide that up out of the way so it doesn't slide down and get in your way. always good to have a few spares. There. 3 screws. Now we tighten these up. Got that grip solidly. Okay, we're ready. And since the motor is running that way, which is the way I want it to, we'll unplug it. Now we'll get out the Allen wrenches and set that arbor on there. Cheap set of Sears hex keys. Tighten that set screw down in the hole so it can grip the shaft rather nicely. There we go. Lock this one down. There we go. Now this should actually be around this way. been a rough week, but tomorrow starts a new one, and hopefully that one will be better. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.